Hello everybody, welcome to the County Seat. I'm Chad Booth. Today we're going to talk about mental health. What happens when somebody commits a crime, but they are found not to be mentally competent to stand trial? Well, usually they are sent to the Utah State Hospital in Provo, where they are evaluated and they try to bring them to a state of competency so they can face trial. But what happens when that term of time, called a forensic hold, comes up? What happens to them then if they're not ready to stand trial? We will find out later in the show today. But first we're going to talk about the general status of mental health. Mental health treatment is one of the legitimate functions of county government. Over the years, the tactics of treating people who are mentally ill in the community have changed significantly. Here with that story is Susan Wood.
A houseplant sitting in the window of your home. It's protected, watered, well cared for. But will it reach its full potential? It's a question some ask about people with mental illness. Should they be kept inside in an institution or allowed to go out and thrive with the skills they need to function in a community?
We see people who take medications for diabetes, for heart disease and different things, and we understand that's something they do to help their lives. When we have people who are taking medications for mental illness, we see that as a very stigmatic aspect, like there's something definitely wrong with this person.
Most people who are considered mentally ill in Utah come under the direction of mental health services, which contracts with counties to provide treatment. The goal is to keep people with mental health problems a part of the community. Today at the Independence House in southern Utah, individuals are learning the skills to become more productive members of the community. They are learning computer skills, cooking, and the center even has its own rock band, the Psychotropics. The Independence House is an example of an adult skills development program, but there are also outpatient, emergency services, and inpatient programs available.
Literally, the goal is to get everyone back out into the community and be productive citizens. In some cases, it's just a matter of monitoring their medication, and a medication, it keeps them stable and they do just fine.
We go through and try to teach people basic life skills of cleaning, but most importantly, the culinary aspects of cooking for yourself, shopping for yourself, living in a budget.
The situation becomes more complicated and costly, however, if a mentally ill individual who lives in the community goes off their medication. That can lead to altercations that land them behind bars, a circumstance that, in reality, doesn't help the situation.
The moment you enter into jail, your benefits are completely cut off. So they may be in jail, they'll lose the ability to have medications and things that are keeping them stable or getting them back to being stable. The moment they're released from jail, those benefits don't go back into place. It can be anywhere from 3 to 6 months to reestablish those.
We've got to somehow figure out how to keep them in mental health services. But without that, then they get off their medication and then they end up stealing, or they end up on drugs, or they end up in alcohol. And then we see them back in the jail again.
For the vast majority of people, mental health services helps them live normal lives and become active members of the community. There are conflicts, though, that go beyond medication and jail issues. For the County Seat, I'm Susan Wood.
Susan tells me that the people with mental illness who actually harm other people is a very small number of the people who actually receive treatment for mental illness. Unfortunately, they are the ones that get all the attention. When we come back, we will look at a recent case and how Utah legislators and others are trying to tighten up the law to make sure that a person who is dangerous does not walk away from a mental health facility. We'll be right back.
The State of Utah School and Institutional Trust Lands Administration. SITLA manages 3.5 million acres of Utah lands with the express purpose of furthering the education of Utah students while promoting local industry, oil and gas, even residential development, all at the same time. Through the careful use of trust lands, we distributed more than $22 million to Utah schools last year. The State of Utah School and Institutional Trust Lands Administration, building the state's permanent school fund.
In order for there to be adventure, there must first be a land that offers it. In order for there to be discovery, there must first be something undiscovered. It's time you discovered northeastern Utah's dinosaur lands, the trails, water, beauty, and history. that have been 65 million years in the making. Take your journey to a destination where adventure is only limited by your imagination. Join us in Uinta County, undiscovered Utah.
What is play? Is it culture? Is it adventure? Is it...
Ooh, it's a destination.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's correct.
Cedar City and Bryan Head Resort in the heart of Iron County, where outdoor excitement, culture, and the iron industry melts together. Come and forge a new adventure where play is the thing. You haven't forgotten how to play. It's just that you haven't been to the right place yet.
Take a look. Take a glimpse. Take a peek. You'll be surprised by what you find. Join us June 3rd and 4th at 8 p.m. for the Deseret Peak Stampede. This is a pro rodeo event you won't want to miss. Get tickets now at smithtix.com or at the Deseret Peak Complex. Adventure, beauty, excitement. Tooele County Parks and Recreation, bringing communities together.